It's just gotta get worse before it gets better. That's how this goes. There is so much stuff in here that I have not looked at since the kids were like literally babies, but we are going to go through today. Do not let me buy boy clothing for the next 6 months. I knew that one would be a hard one for me, but it is what it is. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Beth. I make all kinds of motherhood and lifestyle videos here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be doing something that I have been honestly looking forward to for the past couple of weeks now. I am going to declutter everything that my kids own. We're talking toys, we're talking books, we're talking clothes. I am going to go through it all today, and I have a very rare opportunity because my kids are going to be out of the house for a couple hours. Moms know that this is not something that is easy to do when your kids are around, because suddenly something that they have not read or played with or worn for months becomes very, very important to them as soon as they see you think about decluttering it. So we're gonna go through everything today, just kind of organize and sort through some stuff. I personally love a good wintertime declutter because you are spending so much more time inside, and it's nice for your home to just feel orderly and peaceful. And another thing is that the holidays are approaching very, very soon at the time of me filming this. I find that my kids just get such an influx of stuff from not only us, but from family members and friends and people that want to bless them, which is so lovely, but can also be a little bit overwhelming if you are already feeling like what you have in your house is too much. So join me today as we go through everything and bring simplicity to our children's lives, but also our lives as moms. All right, stop number one, the bedroom. I still have a change table in here for our 14-month-old, and I'm also just using this currently for clothing storage. And then there's also some closet storage here as well. So wow, that was aggressive. We have clothing up here that we don't pull down as often or is just currently too big for them. Some clothes right here. And then in here, there's a little bit of storage, like seasonal books, some toys and things like that. There are things in the corners of this closet, however, that I never actually look at, and we're gonna pull all of that out today. I'm gonna start with a zone where I feel like I can get some quick wins, and that is this basket right here. This really only gets played with during quiet times, or if I come in here and actually open this basket. We have a couple stuffed animals. We have basically all of the dress up stuff that is currently in here, and I feel like that's part of the problem, is it's just overstuffed with toys, and they have to kind of wade through all of the dress up stuff to get to the toys. So one of the things that I've been considering is getting like more of a dress up clothing display area, whether I have it hanging on a peg shelf or I get like a little kind of hanging rack to display all of the dress up clothing, because it is something that my eldest wants to do quite a bit more these days, but having it shoved in this trunk is not working for us right now. Wow. This I'm gonna donate. We're gonna say goodbye to Peppa Pig because she had her moment in our house and it's kind of over now. We have some Barbies who have hair that has seen better days, but my toddler is also quite interested in Barbies right now. So I'm gonna save these over here. Okay, this little set of cups, if you have these from Lovevery, I feel like these are best kept in the bathroom. When your child hits a certain age that they're not as interested in like stacking games anymore, but as soon as you put them into the bathtub, they will have a heyday. They love just like seeing the way that the water comes out of the different number of holes. You can practice counting and things like that. So I'm gonna move those to the bathroom. This honestly looks like something that I would have done in a moment of desperation to get a baby to cooperate with me, and I don't know if we need to hold on to this. And I need to find a better way to store all of our like baby specific toys when we don't currently have a young baby in the house. I feel like that's one thing that I want to try and figure out today, is a better way to just store all of these like little baby toys, because they are good to have, but just for a season, and they end up staying in with all of the toddler things and don't get played with. So we're gonna find a new home for those. Okay, so section 1 is complete. This is the stuff that I'm going to keep. It's basically just any stuffed animals, which look bulkier than they are, and then anything that's like dress up related, and some Barbie stuff. This is like a little chair that she sits her Barbies on. So that's what I'm gonna keep in here for now. I still wanna work to find a better solution for the dress up stuff, even if it's just like a little hook here. I feel like that'd be cute to actually just store some of her costumes and things like that. But then everything else that I'm going to move or like donate is over here. So So this whole section I need to go through. Whoops, don't want to donate that. This whole section here, this is going to be donate. Back here is like a sell section, and then over here is just baby specific toys that I need to find a better home for, because as I mentioned, in my toddler's room is just not the best spot for it. So I want to organize that today, but this is what is getting moved and this is what is going to go back in. Moving on to books. I absolutely love children's books. I have such a hard time parting with them because I feel like once I've read them to my children, it is now a part of their childhood, and if I let go of that, what if that book was a core memory for them and they want to read it again someday? I'm probably overthinking it, but books is something that I do have a very hard time with specifically, which is why, as you can see, this shelf is extremely overstuffed. But go easy on me. This one is particularly hard for me. Okay, this is an easy donate. This little like pumpkin book was gifted to us at the start of like the autumn season this year, but it was gifted without realizing that there's like a lot of witch content in here, which is not something that we really subscribe to. So I'm gonna donate that one. Right here, I see too that we could donate. So this words book is great. I feel like it did actually help Jude just grasp a couple of new words in the last few months even. But it is quite simple. And I feel like we have other resources that we could use to teach some of these words. So I'm gonna donate that one. This book I'm actually just gonna rehome into the closet because I try and keep all the seasonal things together. So it is well past autumn now. This is the Amazon Christmas catalog, which we have read a number of times over the past couple of weeks leading up to the holidays, but all the Christmas shopping is done. This has not been picked up in a while, so I'm gonna just recycle that. Okay, we made a little bit of progress, but that felt primarily unsuccessful. There's a couple more books in the closet, so I'm gonna take a look at what we have hiding in there. Not a whole lot more progress, to be honest with you guys, but I did get rid of a few things. And the other thing that you have to remember in this process is that it's not about just going in and getting rid of everything. It's about thinking critically about what you are and aren't using, or what is or isn't valuable to you. And that one is the tricky one because you don't want to attach value to anything and everything. However, because we are on the trajectory of doing preschool at home, potentially kindergarten at home, things like that, there are so many books in here that are now so valuable to me for some of those things. And so that's why I've just collected a bunch of books over time. That being said, I did find a couple of things to move. These two fall books just kind of escaped my rotation. And then I did find those couple of things to recycle. So an old sticker book that's been pretty well filled out, and the Amazon toy catalog. And then the books that I'm going to donate are this one here. This next one, don't laugh at me, you guys. I thrifted this last year, like after Christmas, for this Christmas, but I just didn't really think through what my kids would want to listen to at this age. The stories that are in here are so freaking long. As much as I could hold on to this, like with hopes of reading it to them at an older age, I also know that there will be so many more Christmas books that I will stumble upon at thrift stores between now and then. So for now, it's okay to let it go. This book is gonna go to the recycling, and then these ones are going to get donated. So I knew that one would be a hard one for me, but it is what it is. We are about to tackle the depths of the closet, and there is so much stuff in here that I have not looked at since the kids were like literally babies, but we are going to go through today, and looking at all this stuff can be so overwhelming. I've actually had a number of you reach out to me leading up to Christmas this year saying like, what do you do about all of the stuff that comes in? How do you help family members and coach them about what they could give to your kids instead of a bunch of things that they don't need? Because this season of life, especially with young kids, often comes with so much stuff. Sometimes it's nice to have another option that you can recommend to people, or even get your kids yourself. And so that's why I recommend Haya. If you've never heard of it before, it is a children's multivitamin for kids over the ages of 2. It's clean, it contains 0 added sugar, 0 gummy junk, but it still tastes great. So I think it's a great way that you can gift your kids the full body nourishment that they need without just adding another toy into their world. One of the reasons that I've started recommending Haya as a gift for your kids this year is because it is one of the only things that my toddler actually looks forward to every single day and brings up on her own accord. board. She loves taking this vitamin, and as her mom, I love giving it to her because I know it's filling any nutritional gaps that may exist in her diet. If you didn't realize it, most of the children's multivitamins that are on the market right now are actually just candy in disguise. They are full of sugar, they're full of unhealthy chemicals, and they also have gummy junk in them that's not great to be giving to our kids, especially on an everyday basis. It was formulated with the help of nutritional experts, and it contains 12 organic fruits and veggies, but also 15 essential vitamins and minerals to improve things like mood, brain function, energy, and immune support. Haya is non-GMO, it's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's gelatin-free, it's nut-free, it's free of anything that you would be concerned about giving it to your kids. So I really trust it, I really stand behind it, and if you guys are interested, Haya has a special offer for viewers of my channel. If you want to offer Haya to your kids as a Christmas gift this year, or recommend that someone in your family actually purchase this instead of another light up flashing toy, all you have to do is go to hayahealth.com/BethMoore and you can get 50% off of your first order. You will get this really cute glass bottle with your first order, and then after that you can just get a refillable pouch so that you can continue filling this up. But I honestly think it's such a great gift idea, a great stocking stuffer if you are looking for something a little bit different, a little bit unique for your kids this year. So thank you so much to Haya for working with me on today's video. Okay, so the first thing that I see in here that it is time to let go of is our outlet. I don't know where this thing is right now. I need to actually track it down before I can do anything with it, but I think it's time to actually sell this. We didn't have like a terrible experience with the outlet. I didn't personally love that there were a lot of things that came out about people being able to actually like hack this camera specifically. So I'm going to sell that. I don't know if I've opened this since we literally moved into this house. Okay, so it's a bunch of little like keepsake things. I have hangers for different ages and things like that, because with Vivian's clothes, I had them hanging in a closet when she was a newborn. But with this baby, we won't necessarily have that because their clothes will probably just go into a dresser in my room, but I could organize some of their hanging clothes up here a little bit better, so I might just pull that out for now. And then the rest of the stuff that's in here is just random little things, like some gifts that were given to us when Vivian was born. And then sure enough, we have more pieces of the outlet monitor, so I'm gonna put that over there. The only other things that I have in this back section are my Wild Bird ring sling, which I actually put a bunch of our baby stuff away a couple of months ago, and I couldn't find this in the process. So I feel like at this point, it's probably just gonna stay out until this next baby arrives, because I'm not gonna go and like take the bin down from the rafters and put that inside. Back here, I see something that I have been hiding from my toddler. So this pink baby stroller was actually the gift that her baby brother Jude gave her when he was born. It was one of those things that we did to try and make that transition easier. She loved this thing, and I mean loved it, and loved it into the ground. So one of the wheels is busted, this little fabric piece is ripped, and I only spent like $15 on this stroller. I don't know if this is recyclable, but I feel like with the state that it's in, I don't know if it's all donatable. Let me know what you guys think. But that being said, she has specifically asked for a new baby stroller for Christmas because she misses that one so desperately. So we're making her dreams come true. And in the meantime, this one can be parted with. Okay, in the middle here, I have a toy. That is a great toy, but I'm having a hard time with because we now have two of these toys. We have a car ramp from KiwiCo, and we have this Love Everyone as well. This one is just very large to store, and it only serves one function, just to put the cars down and kind of watch them go down the ramp, which is the same thing that our other one serves, but our other one has a couple more pieces that go with it. It's also kind of like an optical illusion activity. It's a little bit lighter to store. And so for that reason, I think I'm actually gonna put this into the sell pile because this is an incredible, incredible toy. And I know it would just serve another family so much better than it will sitting in here because we have two. It's just not necessary. And so I'm gonna put this into the sell pile for now and see what other toys we have in here. You guys, look at how much space I just saved by going through those clothes. I did not realize how many things in there didn't fit them anymore. Okay, so now that I have all of that space in the closet, my goal is to go through these 2 baskets of clothing because I was really good at having a rotation where the things that were for the next season were in these baskets, but now it's a free-for-all. Like, I have no idea what's in these baskets. So I know that there's just a bunch of stuff that either needs to be put into clear bins in the garage, which is how I store all of our kids' clothing. There's probably going to be some stuff that needs to be donated. And I know that there's a lot of sizes that probably would fit Jude right now that are just in here and are not on him because I have no idea that we even have them. So let's go through all of these hand-me-downs, thrifted finds, and hang the things that will fit my kids now. Okay, this little boy shirt is so cute and I completely forgot that I bought it. For reference, this is how this is going. This is literally all clothing that will either fit Jude right now or will fit him in like the next 2 to 3 months. So needless to say, do not let me buy boy clothing for the next 6 months. Jude has an entirely new wardrobe. What I've realized is that Viv doesn't have quite as much. So if anything, I need to switch gears because I thought Jude is where we had gaps, but turns out it's actually Vivian, which is why this process is so helpful. Coming over here is where it gets a little bit chaotic. So guys, it's just gotta get worse before it gets better. That's how this goes. This pile of clothing here is donate. I actually need to move it over to this section because everything here is donate. This remains kind of like the sell section that I'm gonna need to sort through. Everything here no longer fits the kids. It's like summer stuff, it's smaller sizes, so all of that needs to be organized and put into bins. And then over here is just like some of the rehoming stuff, the baby toys, and over here might be the most satisfying thing of all. So these are the baskets that I just pulled out a second ago to show you guys. These were the only things in those baskets that don't currently fit the kids or for another season. Like this little hat here will still fit Vivian, but not until next summer. So I'm just storing it here for now. I have just made so much room, and I feel like if our kids get larger sizes for Christmas, I can now just put them into this basket and actually have some sense of order in their closet. What I decided is that because I freed up a basket here, I'm actually gonna put the collection of baby toys that we have into this basket to keep myself from overbuying sizes that are too large again and getting kind of confused with it. So I'm going to store all of the baby toys in their closet because that way it's not in the way of the playroom, their bedroom area, and we have a better home for all of that stuff as well. All right, you guys, buckle up. We're doing the playroom. This is the current state of our children's playroom. To be honest with you, I don't usually leave so many things out and so many options out, but I've just gotten a little bit lazy the last couple of days, just like putting everything away. My rhythm for this space is a pickup mid-afternoon and then at the end of the day so that everything is back in its place for the next day. And then typically when it comes to toy rotation and things like that, I store like 99% of our kids' toys in these cupboards here, and basically I will rotate them out onto that shelf based on their interest. I try and keep things really minimal. My rule has always been that toys need to exist or live in this space. Basically, if it's not gonna fit into this space, or I can't find of another reasonable use for it in our house, we don't need it. It's just too much stuff. I'm going to go through this room, figure out what may need to be rotated out right now, what may need to be donated, need to be sold, to try and make some space, both for what is potentially to come this holiday season, but also just to make this a more peaceful environment for my kids to play in. This walker here I got, I believe, for one of Viv's first Christmas presents, and I thought that it was so cute because it has this little like abacus at the top, but it also has blocks with numbers and letters on them, so it kind of introduced her to this toy, but also this toy, and it was a cute walker. However, it does not like balance as a walker. So if a toddler is holding onto it from here, it just tips backwards like that and they fall down with it, and all of this stuff can actually flip over. So what I've been doing for the last like 2.5 years when my kids have wanted to use this as like a walking toy is literally putting cans into the base of it so that they can walk around with it. I'm sad because I really wanted it to work. It's beautiful. It's kind of nostalgic because it's one of the first Christmas gifts that Vivian got, but I know that another family will love to have it. So I'm planning on taking this one out of the playroom and donating it this year. Found some stragglers. Okay, so this is the toy storage in our household. For the most part, these stay shut and it gives just a sense of order to the playroom and allows me to keep everything close by as well. In this first cabinet here is a lot of basically pieces of toys. So when my kids first open this, it doesn't actually look that interesting to them because all of the toys need to be actually like set up for them to play with. But just that quickly, it's I can already see things that I could potentially sell or donate. So this first item here is like a Montessori object permanence box. I have found that both of my kids figured this one out really quickly and then got bored of it. It's actually this version of the same kind of principle that is also a Love Every toy that they have connected with a lot more and enjoyed a lot more, and they can do from a younger age. This one here, as much as it is an incredibly well crafted toy, would probably do well being with another family. This toy is also Love Every. Both of my kids have loved it, but it is very much something that I'd pull out like for tummy time play when they're very little. So I think I am going to move it into that little baby basket just to free up more space in this playroom. Okay, so in here I can already tell that there's going to be a bit more that I can kind of move out and around. First thing just being this very much designed for babies tummy time mat, and just like engaging toy for when they are super little. This certainly needs to go into the baby basket. And then this bucket of toys here kind of falls into the same category. So for the most part, everything else that is in here is very much designed for babies. Up here, I have a little Montessori lockbox. It's definitely been one that our kids have loved, but we also do now have this KiwiCo lockbox that has a lot of the same, just like similar activities and functions on it. And it also has this very much like multi-purpose shape sorting tool on the top. It's just a highly functional toy, and to save myself the space between having two lockboxes, I think this one will go to the sell pile. Between these two shelves, these are all of the toys that our kids own outside of what is currently in the room right now, and just a couple of toys that you guys saw in their bedroom. And to some people that might seem like a lot of toys for two kids. To some people you might think, what the heck do your kids do all day? To us, this is what works. I find that they don't need much more than this, and it's these continual processes of revisiting and being okay to let things go that allow us to keep this space very functional and peaceful for everyone. Here is everything that is getting moved around in the playroom as of today. So I'm going to use this for just storing some of these little baby toys that are not getting played with very much right now. We will be pulling these back out very shortly, so I feel like this is a better option for us than just shoving everything into the garage in the meantime. And the other thing with little baby toys like this is that when I have friends that come over that have young babies, I do like being able to pull out age-appropriate toys for them to play with as well. So this will be the little baby basket that we will pull out when we need it. And then over here are the things I'm adding to my sell pile. Down here is my measly little recycle/donate pile. Just tiny little things that are no longer really being used for anything or have never really been used for anything. Just excess pieces. I think this is part of a larger set that I donated and must have just forgotten one little piece. So These are all the random things that I feel like overwhelm me when they get scattered out in the playroom, and they don't need to because we don't actually use or need them for anything. So this is my tiny little donate pile from the playroom. Well, I have officially gone through everything that my kids own in the last couple hours. It only took me a couple hours, and I have to say I feel pretty good about that. I thought that there was going to be more that I was going to uncover in this process, but being strict on decluttering at like various stages throughout the year has made it a lot easier for me to do that again going into the Christmas months. So I highly recommend making this a habit of your household as well. Of course, we do not declutter simply for the sake of making room to bring things in. It's not about that, but Christmas is around the corner. There will naturally be more stuff that comes with that. So I'm definitely feeling a lot less overwhelmed now, having a better idea of where we are at with the kids stuff going into that season. And if you guys are interested, I will have a video coming out very shortly with everything that we are getting our kids for Christmas this year. I am very picky and very strategic about the toys that we bring into our house. So if you are interested in seeing everything that I did get for them, stay tuned for that video. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications because it is coming up very soon. If you were looking for an option for your kids this Christmas that is not going to be another toy, not going to be another clothing item, the Hiya Children's Multivitamin is one of the best gifts that I think that you could give them. So if you want to check them out, I do have a 50% off of your first order discount with them. All you have to do is go to hiyahealth.com/BethMoore, and again, you can get 50% off of your first order. So use that for Christmas. Send that link to someone that is asking you for just ideas of what to get your kids for Christmas this year. It is such a great option. So thank you again to Hiya for working with me on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if a toy declutter is something that you guys do before the holidays too, and what did you find? Were you surprised with how much you were able to let go of? Did you do a good job keeping things in check this year? I'm interested to hear what your experiences are. But until my next video, I love you guys, I'm praying for you guys, and I will see you soon.